Hi, guys. So, the first thing I want to say from the bottom of my heart is thank you to everybody for all your checking up on me, your well wishes, your prayers. I'm fine. I really am. I haven't ran a fever now for well over 24 hours. So, I feel like if it is what I have, I'm out of the clear or out in the clear. And I wasn't planning on doing an update until I got the test results back. But as things continued on, I feel like today I'm going to do an update specifically for my family and friends that are located around me that happen to reside in Michigan, or maybe this is going on elsewhere in the country as well. So if you've been following the media like I have, you don't know what to believe and what not to believe. Well, because now I'm on the inside, I guess, as a potential person, I'm getting to see how the process is running. And I thought if I just share it with you and at least my experience, maybe it will just lend a lens of truth to what to believe versus what not to believe. So when I went to the hospital and had the test ran, as I mentioned in my last update, the hospital ran all their tests, which was all the typical viral strains that they test for, the coronaviruses that are common and already detectable, but not COVID-19, and flus. And those came back. The flu test came back in like 30 minutes, and the respiratory test came back the next day. I had those all negative. So that same night, Wednesday night, was when they sent over the lab, not the labs. They let the health department know that they had the labs for the CDC. And the health department said, yep, go ahead and send them. Thursday morning, the health department called me and they said, we need just a little bit more information before they run the test. So background health. Did I have diabetes? Things like that. So as of Thursday, I was under the assumption, and so was the health department, that CDC had to go ahead to conduct the test. They said I should hear within a couple days. I don't know if that was said from an educational standpoint or just an assumption standpoint. So I really didn't expect to hear from them till maybe Friday evening, Saturday morning. So it's Saturday. And so it's really truly been, since the tests were run Wednesday night. Okay, yep, they needed more information Thursday. So it's been a full 48 hours since the CDC had everything that they needed at the CDC lab to run the test. So I called back, and the health department checks on me every day, see how I'm doing and how the household's doing and stuff, making sure that we're still quarantined. And she said, I don't know your results. Let me check. It had been a few hours since that check-in the mid-morning, and I hadn't heard from her, so I reached back out to her, said, okay, I don't want to go into 3 days and still not have an answer. She goes, okay, State Department swamped. Let me see what I can get out of our epidemiologist. And she ended up writing me back a short time later and said, okay, your tests are pending. So I said, I don't know what that means. What does pending mean? And she said, pending means that the test has been ran, but they're running them, I guess, in batches. And so whether or not they're like holding samples and sending them in batches, or if they're doing a bunch of tests and then they're sending them back, the results in batches. I'm not quite sure I understood exactly where the batch process is. She said, if we don't hear tomorrow, I fully expect we'll hear by Monday. So that's basically almost 5 days since testing to get a result back. So why I wanted to share that with you is, I guess, twofold. It's definitely not to scare you, but it is to heed you to take the advice on the social distancing, avoiding places with crowds, things like that. Because I think the numbers that are being reported are more than likely what the media is saying being underreported because of how slow the testing is going. And again, I'm only reporting from a standpoint of what it's like in Michigan. Now, other places, like I know New York, and I think a couple other states are now doing the drive-through testing, and I think that's going a lot quicker. But I see people, we have a personal friend today that called to check on us and said, hey, I'm running out to the store, I'm going up to Costco, I'm going here, I'm going there. Is there anything that you need? And we're like, why are you going to these places now? And, make sure that you're disinfecting the cart when you get there. And again, it is not to scare you, because that is not, I honestly, you're talking to the person that is the least afraid of this virus when it was coming up. I'm still not afraid for me or my family, but I am desperately cautious about getting those most vulnerable sick. I have a dear best friend that is surviving cancer at the moment. I have another best friend who just went through chemotherapy. And these are the people, all of our parents are in age, and they have either diabetes or heart conditions, high blood pressure, all the things that the community and the health experts are talking about. And I don't want, even if it doesn't affect us healthy people, the way that, yeah, I got sick, but I never felt like death by any means. I was sick, and I'm afraid that I could have exposed somebody who then exposed somebody else, right? The other point that I'm concerned about, beyond the fact that the numbers are misrepresented and people are going out feeling like it's not that big of a thing, is the fact of how delayed we are on trace contacting then. Because I don't know, my husband doesn't know whether or not our household was infected. We did go to work. I went to work on Monday, and while I took every precaution necessary, I felt, my husband then continued to go to work on Tuesday. And Wednesday, he was officially quarantined from work. So we have not gotten or felt the need to notify others. Of course, my boss knows, and my coworkers know that I've been quarantined, but not that it's been positive. So then to do further trace contacting. And I think that that's where the opportunity to stop the spread and contain it comes into play. So, yeah, I don't know if it's going to help anybody to understand the process exactly that I'm going through. I know I do have some friends in the local area that do watch my channel, and there's been nothing reported from our area. You guys need to know that there are a lot of cases that are being managed currently in the area, and they're probably in this pending status that mine is in. So if you're going out and about, just take every precaution, because we really don't know the exposure that is in our community right now and in the state of Michigan, because of how long it's taking for these test results to come in. So I, once again, want to thank you guys for loving on us, checking on us, and praying for us. Well, you know, at all times, God is in control. He's the ultimate owner of every breath that we take. So just thank you, and I will be back when I have the results. Of course, I'm praying for a negative result so we can get on with whatever our new normal is right now during this time. Oh, hey, so funny thing. I totally thought we were so prepared, like we can live in this house for 6 months. No problem. I don't have a need for anything. Yeah, I do. I didn't stock up on cheese. And it's such a small thing, but we love cheese, and I didn't stock up on cheese. So I'm trying to figure out, there's a local dairy down the street that offers home delivery. And I can pay online and they'll just deliver it. But think about those things that, another thing I didn't stock up on was, and people told me this, or were talking about in the homestead community, was enough animal feed. Not a big deal. I can contact my local feed supply, order it online, and have somebody pick it up and drop it off on the front porch. Not a big deal, but animal feed is a big one. Make sure that you've got your 2 weeks supply, and make sure that whatever those go-to food items are that you don't readily grow, harvest, preserve, store on your own property, that you've got them. Because, man, after this cheese is gone, we're going to be a sad house. All right, guys. Talk to you later, and thanks again. Bye, guys.